So we're on our backs, if that feels okay for you. And also, nice, if it feels okay, maybe you close your eyes. Getting the last minute, last second wiggles out if you can. And let's take our 3 cleansing breaths to begin our practice. So kind of inhaling every single thing that you want to get rid of that's not serving you, that won't serve you in your practice. And then exhaling it all out just to get rid of it. So let's exhale all of the air out of your bodies. And take as big of an inhale as you possibly can. And exhale it out of your mouth. Take as big of an inhale as you possibly can. Maybe another sip of air. And exhale it out of your mouth. One more time like that. Make it your biggest that you possibly can, taking as big of an inhale as you can. And exhaling it out of your mouth. And then just taking a second here to get settled on your mats. Continue to deepen your breath as you begin to relax your body. So relax your face, biting surfaces of your teeth. Relax your jaw and your neck. You can give it a nice wiggle from side to side if you want to. Relaxing when you're ready, your shoulders. You can move them back and forth, side to side, up and down. Relaxing your chest. So just feeling your chest rise on the inhale, fall on the exhale. Feeling the same thing with your belly, feeling your belly rise on the inhale and fall back to place on the exhale. And maybe if you're on your backs, feeling your back lungs kind of press into the floor with every inhale. And relax on the exhale. Can you feel your hips relax? Feeling your bum relax. Your thighs, your knees, all the way down to your toes. And then as your toes relax, can you bring yourself back up your body? Relaxing any part of your bodies that I may have missed. Your fingers might wiggle so you're not balling up fists. Double check that jaw. Double check your face. And then if you have an intention that you want to set for your practice. So my intention for the last couple of weeks has just been to do my best. You can use a word or a short phrase that you resonate with. And if you'd like to set your intention, go ahead and repeat it to yourself in your head 3 times. And we'll seal that intention with as big of an inhale as you can possibly take. And a nice long exhale out of your mouth. Let it out into the universe. Begin to give your toes a wiggle and your fingers, and your wrists and your ankles, and any other part of your body that might need a wiggle. You can close your eyes and just kind of wiggle organically what in your body feels like it needs movement. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can bring your arms up and overhead if that feels okay. Point your toes and stretch like you would in the morning. Give yourself a nice yawn if you want to. If you keep needing to wiggle, go ahead and wiggle out. And then just kind of shake it all out. Bend your knees. Feet come onto the floor. Walk out your shoulder blades so that they're nice and flat against the mat. Hands come down by your sides. Getting ready for bridge ups. So when you're ready, on your next exhale, can you press into your feet and lift your hips up to the sky? And once you're at the top, squeeze your bum. On your inhale, slowly come on down. And we're gonna do 4 more like that. Exhale, press into your feet, lift your hips up towards the sky, bum squeezes, and then come on back down. Let's do 3 more to your own breath. Squeezing the bum up top, and then bringing it back down. Good. Looks good, guys. 2 more. Last one. Good. And wiggle it out if you need to. Your shoulder blades walk back onto the earth. Lift your right leg up towards the sky when you're ready. Flex your foot. Let's cross that ankle over top of your left thigh. Keep flexing that foot. Release your left foot up from the floor. So it's at about a 90-degree angle coming into a figure 4 stretch. Your hands can wrap around your thigh or your shin. Kind of just stretching out this outside right bum part. Rocking from side to side if you want to. And then maybe releasing your shin if you have it, bringing your left foot up towards the sky, flexing that foot. If that is okay, slowly lower your leg down just a few inches. If that's okay, maybe your head comes up off the floor and your shoulders. And then maybe you release all together, palms look up towards the sky. They're outside of your thighs. Can we pulse it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the core. Let's take our right hand just outside of our right knee and our left hand just outside of our foot. If you can, cradle your leg like a baby. Go ahead and do that. Maybe you just hook your elbows underneath of your leg, or maybe your hands come up onto the leg. It's really up to you what's going on with your body. When you find what you have, can you exhale, slowly bring your left leg onto the mat? It might not get there, but if it does, your shoulders can come onto the mat and your head just finding a reverse supine pigeon pose. If you want, if you're cradling the baby, you can rock from side to side. If not, just hold and breathe for 3, 2. From here, keep your shoulders where they are. Can you inhale your left foot back up towards the sky? You got it. And then release your right foot so that your right foot is up towards the sky. Yeah, so your knee is still bent, but your foot's looking up towards the sky. Good. The outside part of your right elbow comes onto the inside part of your right knee. And your right hand comes to whatever part of your leg. So it's like a happy baby pose here, hooking onto your foot. When you've got that, your shoulders and your head come onto the earth. Can you open up your left leg to the left and open up your right foot like a happy baby pose? So over to the right, finding a stretch in your pelvis. Good. So it's like warrior 2 legs here. Looks good, Martha. Oh, looks good, everybody. Good. Breathe. 3. Yeah, you got it, Steph. For 2. Good. Inhale. Bring your left leg back up towards the sky. Knees come into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. You can open up your knees and rock from side to side to get into your lower back. You can circle out your legs. That was a lot of movement in your hip area. Good. When you're ready, feet come back down onto the earth. Doesn't have to be now, but only when you're ready. Walk your shoulder blades out so they're nice and flat against the mat. Good. And let's lift our left leg up towards the sky. Kick out from your heel, so flex that foot and cross your ankle over your right thigh. Good. Right knee comes into your chest. Wrapping your hands around any part of your body, any part of your leg that feels good. Good. Keep that foot flexed. Protect your knee. Rock from side to side if you want to. Nice, Tatiana. Good. And then if you want to go into those core pulses, you can go ahead and extend that leg up towards the sky. Kick out from that foot. And then lower that leg maybe a few inches. Good. Maybe your head comes up off the mat, your shoulders. You're reaching out with your hands. Good. Can you pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it on the up. From here, let's go ahead and keep those heads and shoulders up off the floor, cradling that foot if you can like a baby. Maybe grabbing your shin with your hands or hooking with your elbows. Wherever you are, exhale, slowly bring that right foot down towards the ground. If that's okay, it's not okay for me, but maybe your shoulders and your head come up off the floor and you're breathing in the supine pigeon pose and holding. Yes, for 3. Yeah, rock the baby if you want to. Nice. For 2. Awesome. When you are ready, let's slowly release it. Right leg comes back up towards the sky. You got it. And then keep your left knee bent. Can you come into that half happy baby? You got it. And then your right leg extends over to the right. Feel the stretch in your pelvis. Good. Kick out from that heel. You got it, you guys. Nice, Penny. Breathe. For a count of 3. Flex that foot for 2. Nice, Haley. And then bring that leg up towards the sky. Knees come into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Rocking from side to side. Maybe your hands come behind your thighs and you rock up and down. And if you're rocking up and down, maybe you rock up into a seat. Or you can always come over to one side in the fetal position and come up into a seat. We do it okay, guys? Thumbs up? Awesome. Let's find a tabletop position. So open up your fingers nice and wide so you feel the 4 corners of your palms and all 10 of your fingers. Your knees are right over top of your hips. Good. Awesome. Core is engaged, so your back is nice and flat. Awesome. Let's cat-cow it out. So on your next inhale, lift your seat up, sink your belly down, wrap your shoulder blades and look forward. On your exhale, tuck your tail under, press into the mat, gaze into your belly, round your shoulders. Inhale, belly comes down, tail comes up, shoulder blades wrap in, look forward. On your exhale, tuck your tail under, round your spine, gaze into your belly. A few more rounds of these. Maybe you close your eyes and wiggle out any other part of your body that needs wiggles so your hips can move from side to side. Your shoulders to get into your lower back. Maybe you find a few child's poses. Just whatever feels good for your body. And I'll get Toby out of the way. Good job, buddy. And one more. And come back to center. So reset your palms if you need to. Reset your knees if you need to. Let's press the mat away from us with our arms, with our hands, just to really activate our legs. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees a centimeter or 2 up off the floor. Core is engaged. Hopefully it's turned on. And then let's lift our hips all the way up and back to find a downward facing dog. Pedaling out your dog if you want to. Maybe shaking your hips from side to side to get into your side body. Maybe saying yes and no with your head, letting go of your neck. Good. Nice, Steph. Yeah, can you find a little bit more length in your spine? So if that means you need to bend your knees a little bit to shoot your hips up towards the sky, do it. Yeah, and then maybe find a little bit more length in the backs of your legs. So maybe your heels come down towards the earth. Beautiful. From here, bend your knees, look to your hands, and step, walk, or hop forward to the front of your mat. You got it. Inhale, come into a flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet as you inhale your arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's do a few sun salutation A's. So on your inhale, bring your arms up towards the sky. Whoopsie, sorry, that's my chandelier. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale takes you up into your flat back to lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, step back into your plank. So let's hold this plank for a moment. Find the 4 corners of your palms. Find all 10 of your fingers, kick out from your heels. Take an inhale here. Option to come onto your knees as you tuck your elbows under, and let's come all the way down. Elbows are in, nice and controlled. Tops of your feet look into the mat. Inhale, find a mini cobra. Press your feet into the mat. Lift your knees off the mat. Exhale, fold. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Last one, find that back bend. Maybe you even bring your hands back a little bit more to find an upward facing dog. Lifting your knees all the way up off the floor. And exhale, hips come up and back. Find your downward facing dog. We're holding here. Finding our breath. Good. For a count of 3. Holding here for 2. And then go ahead and bend your knees. Look to your hands. Step, walk, or hop forward to the front of your mat. Nice. Inhale. Come into your flat back. Lengthen. Fold on your exhale. Root into your feet as you bring your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale. Hands come to heart center. Good. 2 more like that. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhale takes you up into your flat back. And then you bend your knees, plant your palms, step back into your plank. You can keep your knees up if you want to and roll forward onto your toes as you lower down a few inches, halfway or all the way in your chaturanga. Tops of your feet look into the mat. Inhale, find a back bend. You got it. Exhale, hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. I can play with you guys, so breathe. You guys look good. Hold. Steph, your shoulders look awesome. 3, 2. Bend your knees, look to your hands, step, walk, or hop forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, come into your flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms reach all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. 1 more like that. Inhale. Yeah, arms come up, sorry. And then exhale, fold forward. Beautiful. Come into your flat back to lengthen. Bend your knees, plant your palms, come back into your plank. Lower down into your version of chaturanga, whatever that might be. Beautiful. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. So find the 4 corners of your palms here. I see a couple of fingers poking up. Yeah. And then continue to use your arms. So continue to press that mat away from you. Beautiful. Maybe find a little bit more length in the backs of your legs. Maybe find your breath. Good. And then go ahead and bend your knees and look to your hands and come forward to the front of your mat. Beautiful. Inhale, find your flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root into your feet as you bring your arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center and down towards your side. So normally we'll come into a chair pose, but I thought we'd do something a little bit different. Let's bring our feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. If you're super tight in your hips, maybe bring them out a little bit further. Toes look out to about 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Awesome. Let's squat it out. Hands come into your heart center. On your exhale, can you find a squat? And then inhale, bring it back up. Good. 2 more like that. Find a squat. Inhale it up. Last one like this. Find a squat. Can you hold the squat? Is this really painful for anybody? Okay, so if you're okay here, bring your hands onto the floor. Beautiful. And then step your left foot back. Yeah, kick out through your left heel. Beautiful. Hold here. So we're going to come into a lizard pose. If this feels okay for you, and you want to walk your palms forward, bringing your forearms onto the ground, go ahead and do that. You got it. Yeah, if you want your blocks or if you want to put something underneath of you, go ahead and do that. Good. Your left knee can be on the ground, or you can kick out through that left heel. It's really up to you. We're just breathing into this and holding for 3, for 2. Bring your knee onto the floor. Good. And let's untuck your toes. Walk your left foot back just a little bit more. So your left knee comes back. Good. We're going to do the dreaded hamstring curls. So on your next exhale, can you lift your left heel up and try to touch your bum? It's not going to work, but we're just going to try. And then as delicately as possible, bring that left foot back down onto the ground. Can we do 3 more like that? So left heel comes towards your left bum. And then bring it down. Last one. Hold here. If you want, you can come onto your fingertips. If you want, you can walk your right foot in and bring one hand onto your thigh and then the other. And then if you want, you can take your left hand and try to reach back for your left foot and breathe here. Good. Yes. Nice. For 3. Hold here for 2. Exhale. Slowly, slowly, slowly release that foot. Yeah. Hands come back onto the earth inside of that right foot. If you brought that knee and walk that those right toes out just a little bit. Right hand comes onto your right knee. Can you press that knee away? So opening up the inside part of your leg. Nice. You got it. So breathe here. And hold. For 2. And then bring that knee back in. Hands come to the floor. So inside of your foot. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your left knees up off the floor. So here's where it gets tricky. Can you get bouncy on that left foot? So I'm just kind of getting bouncy on that left foot and then step that foot forward. Yeah, so finding that Malasana squat one more time, bringing your hands into your heart center and maybe even using your elbows to press your knees away. And notice how so probably your left leg feels a lot different than the other maybe. Good. When you're ready, hands come back onto the earth. Lean forward. Can you step your right foot back? Good. So right knee can be up or down, whatever feels good. But if your right knee is up, make sure you're kicking out from your heel. So we're coming back into that lizard pose. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, maybe you walk your palms forward, just allowing your forearms to come onto the earth. And you're holding. Nice, you guys. Breathe. Steph, press into your arms to separate your shoulder blades a little bit. Yeah, good. Breathe. For 2. Awesome. Let's bring our hands back on to the earth. Knee comes down and walk that right knee back. So when we're doing our hamstring curls, we're not on our knees at all. We're on the bottommost point of our thighs. So when you're ready, can you curl your right heel towards your bum? Yeah, and then slowly bring it down. And do 2 more like that. Exhale, curl. I know. And inhale, bring it down. Last one, curl. Hold that curl. Maybe you come onto your fingertips. You got it. Yeah, and then if you're ready to, maybe you walk your left foot in a little bit and place your hands on your thighs. And then if that feels okay, maybe your right hand comes and reaches back for that foot just to get a little bit more stretch in your quads and your hip flexors. Breathe. Good. Hold. That's 3. For 2. If you're holding your foot, slowly let it go. Good. Hands find the floor. Can you get really bouncy on that right knee? So if your leg is on the ground, lift that knee up and get really bouncy on that knee. From here, hop that foot forward, finding your Malasana squat. Beautiful. When you're ready to, hands come onto the floor. Let's lean forward, almost as if we were going to come into an arm balance, but we're not. And if you want, you can walk this, or if you want, you can hop your legs back into a chaturanga. Up to you. Find a back bend. Good. And then, gorgeous, a downward facing dog. Whew. Take an inhale. And an exhale here. And an inhale. And an exhale. Last one, take an inhale. And an exhale. And on your next inhale, can you lift your right leg up towards the sky? Bend your knee and send that foot in between your hands. Left knee comes onto the floor, onto a blanket, whatever feels good for you. Good. You can release the tops of your foot onto the floor or keep your toes tucked under, up to you. On your next inhale, bring your arms up towards the sky, low lunge. Exhale, sink down a little bit deeper. Find that stretch in your left hip flexor here and breathe. Maybe reaching a little bit higher, maybe even reaching back here. What does that feel like? Hold. Good. For 3. Looks good, you guys. For 2. On your exhale, hands come onto floor, block, whatever feels good. Walk your left knee back a little bit more. We're going to come into our Ardha Hanumanasana, so our half splits. On your inhale, can you lengthen? This can be done here too. On your exhale, send your seat back. So toes come up, seat comes back. So I'm walking back so that my bum is right over top of my left knees. Inhale, come on back down. Yeah, 2 more like that. So exhale, right toes come up, point towards your nose, find that stretch in the backs of your hamstrings, and then come on back down. Last one like that. We're holding it. So hold this, bring your right hip back, bring your left hip forward, wherever you are. If your hands are on your thighs, bring a slight micro bend in your knee, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna lengthen. And then we're gonna fold. And then lengthen. And then fold. And then do one more lengthen on the inhale. And fold on the exhale. Right hip comes back. We're breathing. Good. We're holding. Oh, it looks gorgeous, you guys. For 3. Holding here for 2. Inhale, come on back up. Identify your right hand. You know how I am with rights and lefts. Okay, can you place it on your sacrum, so that flat bone on your back? Place a slight micro bend in your knee, and can you place your left hand on the outside part of your thigh? Whew. Notice the balance here. So bring your right hip back, your left hip forward. Maybe you bring your left shoulder forward and your right shoulder back. Maybe your left hand comes to the outside part of your right foot. And if you're twisted here, maybe your right hand comes up towards the sky. You got it. All I want to do is I want to stretch out my IT band here. Steph, that looks beautiful. Breathe. I know, play with the balance. Let go of your jaw. For 2. Haley, gorgeous. Okay, so when you're ready, can you bring your right hand back onto your sacrum? Left hand comes onto the earth. Right hand comes onto the earth as you bend your knee. Step back, come into your downward facing dog, or take a vinyasa. Up to you. Taking water or child's pose whenever you need it. Joining us when you're ready. And if in your downward facing dog, always, always, always maybe try to find your breath. Can we do the same thing on our left side? So left leg comes up towards the sky. Bend your knee and then send that foot forward in between your hands. You got it. Right knee comes onto the mat, onto a towel, whatever feels good. So let's already get that scissoring action going. Bring your left hip back. Bring your right hip forward. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. On your exhale, sink deeper into your right knee, finding your right hip flexor here. And breathing. Maybe you reach up a little bit more. Maybe your core engages as you find a slight back bend here. Notice how when I find that back bend, my voice doesn't change. So I'm not straining anything. Oh, it looks beautiful. Breathe. Good. I know it's hard to balance in this. For 2. Awesome. Hands come back onto the earth. Maybe they find your hip flexor, or sorry, maybe they find your thighs as you walk your right knee back. And let's find our Ardha Hanumanasana. So on your inhale, lengthen your front body. On your exhale, send your seat back. Left toes come up. You got it. Come on back into your half. Your low lunge, sorry. And then exhale, come on back. Inhale it forward. Last one, so we're gonna hold this one. If your hands are on your thighs, bring a slight micro bend. So the slightest bend in your left knee. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe your hands come onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Your foot is flexed at all times. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it all go. Good. Breathe. Does anybody not feel this in the backs of their legs? Good. Yeah, exactly right there, Terrence. For 2. All right, inhale, come on back up. From here, identify your left hand. Hey. And then place it on your sacrum. Right hand comes onto the outside part of your thigh. Maybe you find a twist here. So maybe your left shoulder comes back, your right shoulder comes forward. Good. And if that's okay, sorry, we're in our Ardha Hanumanasana. You guys were right. So kick out. Maybe your right hand comes to the outside part of your leg on your mat or on a block. And then if that's okay, maybe your left hand comes up towards the sky. So find that stretch in the outside part, your IT band of your left thigh. For 3. I don't know about you guys, but I've been sitting a lot and watching a lot of Netflix and doing a lot of work. So this is kind of counteracting all of that sitting. And if this is uncomfortable, that's probably why. Okay, exhale. Hand comes back onto the floor. Come back to center. Take your vinyasa or come into your downward facing dog. Okay, when you're ready to, right leg comes up towards the sky. Bend your knee and send your right foot forward in between your hands. We're gonna spin our left, we're gonna bring our left foot out to the left, maybe a few inches, and spin our heels down towards the ground. You're gonna press into your back foot. So let's angle it so that it feels comfortable. They're looking forward, probably at about 2 o'clock here. And then when you're okay with that, maybe you come on up to standing. So check out your hips here. Bring your right hip back, your left hip forward. Yeah, so we're scissoring those hips. And if your hips don't point forward, open up your stance a little bit more. It's okay. I just don't want to hurt your knee. Good. Hands come onto your hips. On your inhale, lengthen here. On your exhale, hinge from your hips. So notice if you're not hinging from your hips, what would happen is that your hips will fold over your fingers. Good. We're coming halfway here. Maybe your hands come onto your thighs. And if they do come onto your thighs, put that slight micro bend in your knee. From here, inhale, lengthen out your torso. And on your exhale, maybe you fold again. Hands might come onto the earth or onto blocks. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold into your pyramid pose. So whatever that means for you. If that means you wrap your hands around your calf, go ahead. If that means that you bring your fingers back behind you, go ahead. We're just stretching out that hamstring. Good. And we're breathing. Don't forget to breathe. For 3, 4, 2. And then inhale, come back into a flat back. So if that means your hands rest on your thighs or if they rest on the floor, Whatever it is, come back into that flat back. Good. Can you hop your left foot over to the right? So we're crossing our legs here, and walk your right foot over to the left. So this is what it looks like for me. My left foot is to my right, and my right foot is to my left. Good. Hands come up onto your thighs. Put that slight micro bend in your knees. You might feel it in your right IT band. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. It might be impossible to fold, and if it's impossible to fold, let's just stay where you are. Keep your hip, keep your core engaged. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe your hands come onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, find your max, whatever that is. Yeah, let go of your head. It's so heavy here. Nice, breathe. Yeah, shake it out if you want to. That's a great idea, because this is where I hold all of my tension. For 3, nice. 4, 2. Okay, let's come out of this nice and safely. So put that slight micro bend in your right knee. One hand comes onto your thigh, and then the other. Walk your left foot over to the left as your right foot walks over to the right. And I think I can challenge you guys here. So let's stay here for a second. Let's let our left hand go towards the ground. It might touch the ground, it might not. If it doesn't touch the ground, you're going to use a lot more core here. Right hand comes onto your hip. Can you bring your right shoulder on top of your left shoulder and maybe find a reverse triangle here? You got it. Can you keep your front leg straight though? Yeah, I know. Steph, it looks good. Relax your jaw. Everybody relax your jaw. Breathe. Good. For 3. I'm challenging you guys. For 2. Shaking is good. Okay, look down. Bend your front knee. Hands find the floor. Take your vinyasa or come into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Can we do the same thing with our left side? Left leg comes up. Bend your knee and yoink it forward in between your hands. So let's walk that right foot over to the right as much as you need to. And then spin that heel down so that it's looking towards 2 o'clock or so. When you're ready to, let's come up to standing. And picture your hips as headlights, making sure they're pointing forward or adjusting as needed. Good. From here, hands, fingers come onto your hip flexors. Core's engaged. Inhale, lengthen your front body. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe your hands come onto your thighs with a slight micro bend, or your fingers come onto the earth. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find your max, whatever that might be. If you want to wrap your hands around your calves, please go ahead and do so. Your head is so heavy here. We're breathing. Yeah, if you want to walk your fingertips backwards, go ahead and do that. For 3. Alia, beautiful. 4, 2. Inhale, can we find that flat back? So hands come onto your thighs or fingertips come onto the earth as you walk your right foot over to the right. And then you walk your left foot over to the left, finding that crossing of your legs. Hands can be on your thighs with a slight micro bend or on the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Folding on the exhale. And then finding your max, whatever that might be. Breathing into it. You guys all look really, really good here. For 2. Beautiful. Inhale, find that flat back. Good. Walking your front leg, your left leg over to the left, your right foot over to the right. Let's come back into that standing position. So your hips are still level. Your right hand comes down towards the earth. Maybe it hovers, your core engages. Can you stack your left shoulder over top of your right, finding a reverse triangle pose here? Good. Your gaze can look up towards your fingers or in front of you. Beautiful, guys. Wherever you are, press into that back foot because you're bringing all of your weight forward. So even up that weight by pressing into your back foot. 4, 2, I know it's so wobbly. And then look down, hands come down towards the earth, bend your knees, plant your palms, take your flow, or come into your downward facing dog. Yeah, listening to your bodies, guys. If you don't want to flow, don't flow. Okay, last but not least, let's open up our hips. Right leg comes up. Bend your knee. Send it forward in between your hands. Pivot your back foot so that it's parallel to the back of the mat. Already put a little bit more weight into that back foot as you open up into your warrior two. So noticing your shoulders right over top of your hips. Rip the mat apart with your feet. Activate your leg muscles that we stretched out so much. Put that weight in your back leg so your right knee can bend. If it's okay, maybe you lift your right heel up off the floor. See if you can get down a little bit lower. Breathe. For 3, 4, 2. Right palm looks up towards the sky, reaching it up towards the sky as your left leg arm comes down your leg, or you can come into a half bind, whatever feels good. Good. Now press into your right foot because you're sending your weight backwards. Good. Hold it. Yeah, you got it, Tatiana. For 2. And 1. Let's bring our left hand onto our left hip. Reach forward. We're coming into the half moon. So if you can reach forward and bring it out to the big toe side of your foot, go ahead. If you don't have blocks and you're like, I'm not doing a half moon here, you can do it on your knee as well. So coming into a half moon in any way that feels good for you. So it can be done on your feet or on your knees. And then maybe when you have your balance, wherever you are, your left hand reaches up towards the sky. And then since we've been kind of folding a lot, maybe wherever you are, you bend your left knee in half. And if you're bending your left knee in half, maybe you're reaching for the outside part of your leg, opening up your front body. So this is what it looks like on your knees. Good. Hold. You got it. 3. Looks good, you guys. For 2. Okay, can you slowly bend your knee, bringing your foot back onto the earth? Yes, you got it. Hands find the floor, take your flow, or come into your downward facing dog. I love that stuff, listening to your body. Good, nice and mindful, you guys. Can we do the same thing with the other side? When you are ready. So yeah, left leg comes up. You got it, Erin. Bend your knee and bring it forward in between your hands. Good. Pivot your back foot to parallel with the back of the mat. Let's open up into that warrior two. And if you did it on the other side, maybe you lift your left heels up off the ground. Good. Just finding that stretch underneath your left thigh. Left palm looks up towards the sky. Can you reverse your warrior? So reaching up more than you're reaching back so that you're not hurting your lower back at all. Good. Beautiful. Core is engaged. For 3, 4, 2. Heel comes down. Hand comes onto your hip as we prepare for that half moon. So left hand comes onto the floor. Right leg comes up. So squeeze that side bum muscle. That'll help. And kick out through that right heel. Maybe your right hand comes up towards the sky. Maybe you come into that Shavasana by bending into your right knee. And then maybe if you're Terrence, your left hand can come onto your heart center. Wherever you are, you're just holding. Good. Or if you're anybody else who wants to try, go ahead. Breathe. Alia, that was beautiful. Nice. For 3. You got it, Tatiana. Sorry if I jinxed you. 4, 2. You got it. Releasing that foot if you've got it in your Shavasana. Slowly bringing that heel onto the floor. windmilling your arms down onto the earth, taking your vinyasa, or coming into your downward facing dog. Whew. Good. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths here. So can you exhale all of the air out of your body? And inhale as much air as you can into your belly. And exhale it out of your mouth. And doing that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale it out. Last one. Inhale. Exhaling it out. Bend your knees. Look to your hands. Step, walk, or hop forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, come into your flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Root into your feet as you inhale, your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Maybe one hand comes onto your belly, one hand comes into your heart. Close your eyes. Telling your healing palms that you're doing okay. You're doing just fine. All of you guys are doing perfectly fine. We're doing the best that we can. Or whatever else your mantra was. One more inhale. And then exhale, hands come down by your sides. Shake it out. Shake out anything that you need. Awesome. And then let's find our hips, our feet hip distance apart. And find the 4 corners of your feet. I use my hands on my hips to keep my balance. You guys can do what feels good for you. We're going to find our tree pose. Again, I don't know my lefts and rights, so don't mirror me, but do the opposite of what I do. So can you lift your right heel up off the floor? And then open up your knee to the right. Place your right foot on any part of your body that feels like it's okay. So it's on your thigh, on your calf, or on your ankle. And then maybe when you're okay with that, your hands come into your heart center. If this is easy for you, maybe you close your eyes. And then if you want to grow your tree, please go ahead and grow your tree. Beautiful. Hold. 3, 2. Keep your feet where they are. Hands come back into your heart center. Left hand comes onto your left hip. Right foot releases. Right hand comes onto your right knee. Open up that knee. Good. Hold here, or take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toe. If that's where you're going, you can extend your leg. And if that's where you're going, you can extend your left hand and bring your gaze to look towards your left thumbs. Looks good, guys. Breathe. For 2 Tatiana, that's a great option. And then when you're ready to, if your leg's extended, go ahead and bend it. Bring your hands back to center, your knee back to center. Beautiful. And then gently place it back onto the earth, shaking out your left foot and your right foot. Good. Can we do the same with the other side? So ground into all 4 corners of your right foot. Hands doing whatever they need to do to balance. Releasing your left heel up off the floor. Bringing it up and opening up your hip to find your tree on this side. So my left hip just yoinked back and I had to force it forward. So notice if that happened to you, make sure that your hips are looking forward just like those headlights. Hands can come into your heart center. Good. Closing your eyes. If this is easy, maybe growing your tree. You can be whatever tree you want to be. If you want to open up your shoulders, you can even, or open up your chest, you can even bring your hands behind you in a reverse prayer. What feels good for you? What kind of tree do you want to be? Good. Hands come back into your heart center. And then right hand comes onto your right hip. Release that left foot up. Hold it here. Left hand can press that knee open as your torso is forward, or you can take your peace fingers and come on to, forget what this is called, but that's okay because I'm balancing. Your gaze can look towards your right thumb. Breathe. 4, 3, 4, 2. Right hand comes back onto your right hip. Release your toes. Bring your knee back into center. Set that foot down and shake it all out. Good. Yeah. And then if you want to just kind of hold your feet in place and kind of wiggle from side to side, rock from side to side, go ahead. Beautiful. And then bring your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, bend your knees and kind of fall over to the right. So just kind of hang forward like a rag doll. And then bring it back up. And then fold over to the left. And bring it back up. One more on each side, over to the right. Let it all go. And up. And over to the left. And up. Good. Arms come up towards the sky. Stay on your feet or lift your heels up towards the sky. Arms come out in front of you, but push your shoulder blades back so that your collarbones are still smiling forward. And exhale. Let's come down 1 centimeter at a time. Good. So your bum comes back. You're reaching forward for balance. Beautiful. And once you're down, maybe you bounce a couple of times. Maybe you don't. And then not graceful at all, but send your butt onto the floor. Hands come back behind you. Fingers point forward, windshield wiper that out from side to side. Good. So stay forward here, keeping your fingers looking forward. If you've got any wrist issues, you can fold your mat in half here so that you can have an angle on your hips. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. So open up your collarbones. From here, can you press into your hands and press into your feet and come into a reverse tabletop position. So your head can look towards the sky. It's not leaning back like this because listen to my voice, but it's kind of up, or it's looking at your knees, whatever feels better for you. So looking up towards the sky or towards your knees. Good. And then slowly and gently bring your bum onto the floor. Bring your arms up towards the sky. Maybe open up your knees so that your toes are off the mat, and then reach forward. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Can you come down 1 spinal bone at a time? Onto your backs. 1 spinal bone at a time. So there's going to be a place where you want to fall back. Can you resist it with your core? Release your jaw. Good. Maybe even smile. This is fun, right? Or not. Thanks. And when you're down, extend your legs. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart center. Close your eyes, but some of you guys are still going. Okay, keep going. Yeah. Awesome. Beautiful. After your next slow inhale and relaxed exhale, let's bring our arms out as wide as possible in a T. Yeah, bend your knees. Good. Bring your hips over to the left a few inches and your knees over to the right. Good. Maybe your gaze looks over to the other side. And maybe you close your eyes. So find your breath here. Maybe you've lost it. Slowing it down if it's really, really fast. Maybe evening it out if it's kind of jagged. And if thoughts start to creep up into your mind, can you ask them to come back in just a few moments? And then bring your gaze back up to center. And your knees. And your hips. And then move them over to the right a few inches. Maybe even more. Your knees go over to the left. Your gaze over to the right. Closing your eyes. Noticing the sensations on this side. And preparing your body for your Shavasana. Beautiful. Gaze comes back up to center. Knees, hips. Keep your eyes closed for a moment. Can you ask your body if there's anything that it needs before it finds the final Shavasana? Do you need to take water? Do you need to wiggle your knees? So yeah, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. What does your body want? And it doesn't even have to be a yoga posture. It can be giving yourself a hug. It can be wiggling things out. What do you need? When you're ready for your final Shavasana, can you find a shape that you can stay in for a few moments to completely relax your body? Yeah. What do your arms want to do? What do your palms want to do? Your toes. And then slowly begin to relax your body from the tips of your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, waking your body up from the inside. Bringing small movements into your body. When you're ready to wake your body up from the outside, start with your toes and your fingers. Move up to your bless you, wrists, ankles, and any other part of your body that feels like it needs a wiggle. Nice. If you're lying down and it feels like the right thing to do, maybe your arms come up and overhead. Maybe you point your toes, stretch like you would in the morning. And then when you're ready to, your knees can come into your chest. Rocking over to any side in the fetal position. This is your house. Do whatever you want to do. And then gently press yourself up into a seat when you're ready. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, or looking down towards the floor, heavy towards the mat. Take a second here to come back to your intention, whatever that was. And then bringing it back to you by repeating it back to yourself in your head 3 times. If you want to take it with you for your week, for your weekend, place one palm on your heart center and the other on top, holding it close to your heart. When you're ready to flip your palms into prayer, Anjali Mudra, go ahead and do so. And tilt your chin. Bow down to yourself in gratitude for coming, for joining us. Bow down deeper to your body for everything that it did for you today. And bow down to your fellow yogis for sharing in your practice, sharing in their energy, sharing in their support. And I thank you guys so much for joining me today. Namaste.